Second paragraph. The doting lover in his quaintest strain did there complain. Near him his lute, his fancy, and his flights, with sour delights, with gloves and knots, the silly snares of pleasure. Yet his dear treasure all scattered lay, while he his eyes did pour upon a flower. The first person to be mentioned in the poem The Whirl is the doting lover, a lover who is so in love with his beloved. He, like all lovers, speaks in his quaintest strain or in his strangest tune. Lovers have a way of speaking to each other in a way that may sound strange or quaint to others, but which makes perfect sense to them. The lover is complaining because he is far away from his beloved. Near him are his lute, his fancy, and his flights. A lute is a musical instrument of the 13th or 14th century. It is like an old-fashioned guitar. His fancy means his imagination. His flights means his flights of imagination, of dreaming with his beloved. With sour delights are the lover's quarrels. Wit means a clever use of words. The delights which are mentioned here are sour delights because they are the quarrels or fights which he had with his beloved. But because it is with his beloved, these quarrels and fights, even though they are sour, they are delightful. With gloves and knots, the silly snares of pleasure, yet his dear treasure all scattered lay, while he his eyes did pour upon a flower. Gloves and knots could mean his suits, his clothes, which are there by his side. The silly snares of pleasure are the temporary pleasures of this world. His dearest treasure in this world is his beloved. All that he could think about is his beloved. The second person to be mentioned in the poem is the darksome statesman. The darksome statesman, hung with weights and woe, like a thick midnight fog, moved there so slow he did not stay nor go. Condemning thoughts like sad eclipses scowl upon his soul, and clouds of crying witnesses without pursued him with one shout. Yet digged the mole, and lest his ways be found, worked underground, where he did clutch his prey, but one did see that policy. This darksome statesman is a politician. He is described as darksome because he is evil. He is hung with weights and woes. Weights are burdens. Woes are sorrows. He's full of burdens and sorrows. He's compared to a thick midnight fog or cloud that moved so slow he did not stay nor go. He has condemning thoughts that condemn him. Perhaps this is because of the evil things, the bad decisions, the corruption that he practices. His conscience condemns him. Like sad eclipses, they scowl or frown upon his soul, and there are clouds of crying witnesses without or outside. They pursued or they go after him with one shout. His conscience is also condemning him, and there are also crowds of people that condemn him with one shout. Yet digged the mole, and lest his ways be found, worked underground.